Okay, looking further into what are the key strategic actions that we need to take to have sustainable economic growth, here is the part 2 where we consider various other items that you need to action in order to have a sustained economic regional growth. Obviously, identifying who are the entrants into the market also is a key factor. For example, if you are launching out a fintech sector driven startup incubator cluster, you got to identify who else has done it. If you are doing it in your state, see in anyone in the neighboring states has done. For example, I go back to the Georgia example. If Georgia was doing, Manhattan and New York is a leading example or hub for the fintech sector. So how are they doing? What are the differentiators that I do get? Having observed them, it is very easy to identify what exactly they are doing and to create a differentiator, what I need to do something different other than New York or Manhattan so that I can attract more business investors. And then how to identify the disruptive innovations. You already identified in a way in fintech, but within the fintech, so whether it is mobile process payment or what are the new technologies that are evolving, again blockchain as a classic use case, you can see how I can put this and never delete these records and give it to posterity. That's a huge value add that is there, but then it may have some downstream repercussions. You got to assess even those things and then potentially decide which one to go after. That gives you more of the economic value. And perhaps one other classic important aspect that you got to follow is the assessment of the potential product you are launching into the market. Do you have the right strategy, right customers for adoption, the early bird? All these aspects would kick in into the product market strategy fit. So there are a number of analytic tools which I'm going to talk later that allow you to do this right away. So at a click of a button or within a half day you can get these reports. So indirectly the VCs, the venture capitalists, as well as the investment bank firms, they can be rest assured once you have the analytic tools that do this in particular sector or multiple sectors. So you know exactly what kind of investments you are triggering in what areas. And that's how you can collaborate with these VC firms and instrument in the regional economic growth. And then market positioning is a subset of this, but you need to exactly specify which is the market segment I'm going to. For example, enterprise is one such market segment, or the universities, or particular entities are there, or for that matter, even the startup ecosystem itself. So you got to cherry pick your market segments and clearly go after them and provide the specific value props. Or once you have a broad understanding, guide the startups in your as you are mentoring, and then evolve the startups in that direction. Another key aspect is the continuous monitoring of the competitive landscape. It's not a one-time exercise that you have done and said, yeah, I have set the path for the regional growth. No, it is not possible that way. You got to do a periodic introspection or a continuous introspection to have the competitive advantage. Otherwise, one key thing that you are missing is the competitive advantage. Who is doing well, you got to understand, and what sucks and how you can improve upon to grab more of the competitors out to your region. That's essential for you to grow your own startup ecosystem, for example. And then obviously identifying even what your competitors are doing. For example, again going back to the Georgia case, if Georgia state is doing an entire innovation policy across the fintech sector, they can take an example of what UK or London is doing more specifically, and what Manhattan is doing, what Hong Kong is doing, and then what they need to do different to attract these global companies or keep these global companies and keep going to the next level. So obviously, as you see, once you have these 12 of these items that are listed here as part of your strategic action items, I think you are on the path to have a sustained economic growth. We'll address several other factors in the ensuing sessions. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye.